Oh.
Oh, hello, darlings. Oh. Dippy dippy.
Right away. Shots fired. Pew pew. Shots fired.
Watch the hot pan, darling. But you can't have lipstick.
It's a cute dog.
Well, hello, darlings. Welcome to my channel. Please like my video. Thumbs up, besties. And, you know, leave a lovely comment down below. Make sure it's friendly.
I would say Puta lipstick on full display, but I don't find her to have the Puta qualities as Chantal, so I'm not going to say that here.
Or I'll erase it. Hi, Lola. Oh, isn't she? That's hot.
She's
that's hot.
so
Be
cute.
careful.
What a good doggy.
Okay. That's too hot for you.
She's a good dog, you can tell.
Okay. So, let's talk about men. So men, you might want to leave this video, you know, if you get easily butthurt. Or maybe you'll find it entertaining. If you're a man, let me know. And if you're one of us ladies, well, buckle up, let's chat. So, somebody asked me if I would comment on a certain situation or do a video about a situation that's going viral on YouTube. Yes, I will. I will have my 2 cents and I will have it now.
Uh-oh.
I won't name the other YouTuber.
Foodie Beauty.
I am a follower of
AKA
the other YouTuber.
Chantal
I'm subscribed to her channels. I think her channels are really good to watch. I enjoy them. And I also enjoy the drama. So, yeah, sure.
Don't we all?
2 cents, okay?
LOL.
Let me think. Be careful what I say, I guess. I don't know how it would be taken, but let's just generalize everything broadly, okay? So, let's just launch right into it. What do I think about the Scatman thing?
Uh-oh.
There you go, I've said it. Guys, look, I don't get embarrassed.
Pew, pew.
Well, my opinion as just an observer on YouTube is that we shouldn't shame anyone for their kinks, okay?
I agree with that. I can agree with that.
Kinks, particularly within a dedicated relationship such as marriage, is really just the business of that couple.
I agree with that if said kinks were within the relationship, but these kinks were directed at somebody who wasn't fishing for them, let's just say.
Dynamic. And, you know, if somebody's a Scatman, I mean, that's their business. What's it got to do with anyone else? I mean, it's not my thing. And, you know, it's not a thing for a lot of other people either. They'd just be shocked or perturbed. Let's just say they'll be perturbed. But you know,
let's just say you'd be surprised at what people are into when it comes to sex. I've seen some websites where, like, have you seen there'll be a TikTok or a Reddit page or whatever, and it says don't go to this page, and what do? Immediately go to that page. I've seen some crazy sex things, so I mean, I'm not shocked by anything anymore.
Like I said, there's many different interests of people and different dynamics and different kinks, you know, within relationships.
And especially, let me just say this, especially, how can I say this? The whole P. Diddy scandal that's going on, let's just say, I know some people that have gone to the parties, and let's just say it's worse than what the news is saying. I'll just say that.
And different interests. Anyway, of course, I guess people that have those interests would probably like them to remain private, just because it wouldn't be very popular for people to hear about it, I guess. But again, like, I'm not the type of person to judge another person or a couple for what they enjoy. So if they enjoy it, that's my...
I don't think it was about that. I think it was about the religious aspect that was brought into it, as well as the violence and the RAPE that was basically being used, and hatred being used towards Western women. And you can see this theme carry out, especially in the way that Chantal speaks, especially when she's in Kuwait, especially. And like I've said before, and I'm going to keep saying it, it's almost as if she's being radicalized to hate the Western world. I think that's what people were offended by in the text messages, as well as, the video that he sent to Kai Bella, as well as the ingrown hairs and his ill-shaven peen, things like that. It wasn't it wasn't a fetish aspect. It was the type of fetish, with the religion and the poop and the, hatred towards the Western women. That's what people have an issue with. I mean, if you want to be kinky, I'm not going to judge you. Go ahead and be kinky. But if it comes to some violent, sadistic shit, yeah, I'm not down for that. And I don't think anybody else is. Well, at least in this part of the internet.
Well, when in Rome, people, as for the whole cheating thing, and I say that loosely because, we don't know what the dynamics of each couple's relationship are. Some people have different styles of...
Oh, this is going to be... I'm going to probably keep pausing a lot. Sorry. Yes, I agree with that. You don't know what the dynamic is in each couple, because, some couples may allow that in their relationship. But Chantal, from the get-go, said that Salah wasn't allowed to have any other relationships, meaning any other wives, knowing that this is a custom in the Middle East for a man to have multiple wives. So from the get-go, we all know that Chantal was not down for the multiple women in the relationship.
Relationships compared to the majority of people, and I just think it's between them.
I agree with that.
I don't think it's for the whole world to know about. However, and I mean this is no insult to men. I just want to say it as something that I personally believe. When I was a young girl, and I got to the age of dating. Now, bear in mind, I was not a Muslim at the time, so dating, in a not such a Western way, but tone it down kind of thing. Before I started...
Wait, what does that even mean? I don't understand. You're from Australia. That's basically like, you can consider it a westernized country. I understand that you were Jewish, so I don't know if that's what you're referring to, some cultural aspects of Judaism for a young girl. I don't know. But yeah, traditionally I think like a father would talk to a daughter, and like normally I think majority of young girls from the Western world are not, basically, whores out there wiling out. So yeah, I don't understand that statement, but okay.
Father came to me and he said, I just want to let you know a secret about men. And I said, okay, what's the secret, Daddy? And he said, because you're just such a lovely girl, and, most women don't realize this, but all men cheat.
I don't agree with that.
That's right, that's what he said to me. He said, all men cheat.
I don't agree with that.
Okay, referring to heterosexual couples. And that you can't trust men.
No, I don't agree with that at all. And he
wanted to let me know so that, bless him, my sensitive little heart would...
See, that's what makes me sad. That's what makes me sad, because men do cheat. Yeah, so do women. But I'm not going to say that all men cheat. There's so many good men out there that women won't even take a look at or even, think about having in their lives, you know, all based off a statement like this. I don't know. I just don't agree with that. There's men that do not cheat.
If I got into a relationship and found that a man had been cheating. And when
And I'm
I
and I'm saying this and I'm saying this as a person, as a woman. I've been with my husband for over 30 years. He has cheated on me. And I'm saying this that all men do not cheat.
saw the
And there's
reaction
reasons for
videos
the
about
cheating. And it has
Scatman
to do with ego.
and this famous couple.
Majority of the times, if they do cheat.
Sorry, the famous couple, and they're referring to him as Scatman. I mean, I'm not calling him that. That's just ridiculously crazy. But, I mean, I get the connotation, but, how he cheated allegedly, and this is photographs and video, whatever the messages. My first thought was, and? Because, that's
I
just
mean,
what
yes, I agree with that statement. Like, and I mean, nobody was shocked that's in girl world by this. The minute we laid eyes on him, like, there's just a vibe about him, like he's hiding some shit. That's just him. Yeah, but it's like for him to do these type of text messages with Kai Bella, the minute Chantal left and he was doing it, to be that vulgar and that open like that, this is not the first go round for him. He's done this multiple times. So, yeah, I don't know.
do. They cheat and they scat. I mean, if you let a man, he'll just shit all over
What do you mean if you let a
basically.
man?
And a lot
See,
of that
that's
is
another
because
thing.
women don't create boundaries.
No.
I don't really
See,
think
that's
just
another thing which I feel causes a problem in a relationship is women. Was somebody coming in my room? Women should not try to control a man. Women don't let men do anything. That causes a problem. Men do not like to be controlled. That statement is a problem. I mean, at least for me.
quality of the man. I think all men have good qualities. Okay? And women just expect men to be women. But men are not women. Men are men.
I agree
And
with that.
quite frankly, I just find it shocking that
I agree with that. In this day and age, I know it's like what's the term, toxic masculinity or whatever. There's certain women that don't like when a man is a man. I don't agree with that at all. Like I love men to be men. That's what men are. Yeah, and and if you want to be something else, that's cool for you, but don't shit on men that want to be men. They have a right to be men.
you know, that this allegedly happened.
I
I
like
say
everybody.
allegedly, but we've all seen the
I think
evidence.
I think my belief is everybody should be free to be who they are, but don't tear somebody down for being who they are. That's it. But I'm going to tear you down if you're cosplaying. And then I think people have the right to say some shit. But I'm saying if you're being naturally who you are, be naturally who you are.
Um, and everyone's like, oh, that woman, that bitch, that Charlotte. There are women that just find it enjoyable to take the husbands of other women and play
Yeah,
around.
I agree
There
with
are
that.
women
That's
like
true.
that. And
That is 100%
quite
true.
frankly,
And then another thing I'd like
generally
to
speaking,
say is the times that I've caught my husband cheating, I've never like gone after the woman and like, oh, she's a whore, homewrecker, blah blah blah, whatever. I've always like gone to her and talked to her, and then we both confront my husband. Like I don't play games. Like you either handle this like an adult, not a child. Don't blame the woman because typically, or the man, like, depending on your scenario in your relationship, typically, usually they don't know that the person is married, or the person that is cheating is lying, whatever the case may be. It's always, to me, what I've learned is cheating is always about the ego. They constantly need their ego stroked constantly, and they like that new feeling of the new relationship and all that. That's what they get addicted to. It literally has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with the way you look, how you are as a person. It's always the opposite. It's the person that cheated, not you. That's just my opinion.
Like, I'm not even going to comment on the woman. Like, it's in poor taste. It is. But I don't know the situation, so I can't really judge. But generally speaking, it wouldn't happen unless the man allowed it. And of course, most men are going to allow it because they're creatures of opportunity. So if the man is presented, generally speaking, I'm not trying to insult any men in the audience.
I know exactly what road she's going down.
To cheat, even if he doesn't cheat, he will consider cheating. Even if he would never cheat, he'll think about, is he going to do it as an option? Because that is the nature of men.
So I read an article before, I don't know, years ago or whatever, where it was talking about this, and it was basically saying like how males are like genetically predisposed to cheating because back in the caveman days or whatever, almost like you could say like a wild animal or whatever, is that they need to spread their seed, you know, basically just like an animal. So that's I think that's the road she's going down, where just for procreation, that's just genetically hardwired in a man. Maybe, I don't know, but I disagree. I don't think all men cheat. I don't. It just depends on their personality, their hang-ups, whatever the case might be, because men are different, all of them.
Spooky with the steam here. And I'm just shocked when people are shocked. I'm like, why are you shocked that a man cheated? It's what they do. They cheat and they shit. I mean...
Shit, yes, but cheat,
where's
no.
the shock, people?
I'm not shocked. I don't think that's like I said, I don't think that's what people are shocked about. It wasn't the cheating aspect of it. It was the violence, the religion that was geared towards Western women. That's what people didn't like.
If you have a man and he doesn't cheat, okay, it doesn't mean that he loves you more than the man that does cheat. It just means he has more self-control.
No, I don't agree with that.
Generally speaking, when a man cheats, the woman that he cheats
I don't agree with that at all.
He doesn't love her. He's just using her like an object.
I agree with that,
you're a man,
yeah.
and you heard me just say this, even if you've never cheated, let me know in the comments. I'm right, aren't I? Men don't go, oh, I'm going to cheat on my wife because this woman is so much better. No, woman is easier than his wife.
No, that might be the case for some men because each situation is different. So I don't agree with that.
She's easy. Get what I'm saying?
No.
And no shade to the woman. I don't know her. Maybe she just thought he was really hot. Lots of people do. And there's a lot of temptation out there. Everybody says women should cover their bodies, or Muslims, but does everybody consider if men are being sharmuti?
Yeah, there's men that are
hoes. Realistic. And I won't name anyone here, but sometimes I see people's husbands, and I think, not the woman, not the wife, the husband is slutty. Like, there's some men, I don't mean flirty, I mean slutty.
But I mean,
the way they look.
Men are slutty in a different way versus women. I mean, women, have, physical assets that men do not have, as far as, their bodies and stuff, where they can flaunt and, show off their beautiful bodies. Men, I mean, I guess they could do the same thing as far, like, if they work out, muscular, whatever, like, whatever you're attracted to. So, I mean, I don't know.
The camera, like they want to seduce you. The way they're dressed, maybe they're wearing a tight-fitted shirt. people talk
Yeah.
about these things with women, you know, like, oh, she wore a tight shirt, she wanted to look sexy. You know, this guy.
But the thing, this is what I've learned, that when women dress sexy like that, or if they dress slutty, I guess how people like to say, they're not doing it for the men, literally. They're doing it more to show off, like, look at me, to other women. That's what I've learned just from my experience. It's not even really to attract men, it's to make other women jealous. That's my opinion.
He does these things. And this is why women chase him, because, you know, if you've got it going on, they're going to come for you, aren't they? They're going to chase you.
Not
And
if
to
you.
some men, you know, they find...
Okay, I live in Southern California. Just because you wear a tight shirt, if you're a dude, women are not going to chase you. You have to make at least 6 figures. I'm just saying, for some of the women out here, not all of them, but some of them. So a tight shirt ain't gonna do anything. You have to have the moolah.
It's very flattering. And some men find it flattering and they don't act on it. They see the opportunity, they think about it, they see a vision of it in their head. They think, oh, that would be fun, you know, oh, I could get that if I wanted to. But then they don't do it because they have self-control. And then there's other men, well, what can I say? They follow their desires and they get sharmuti. And, you know, as a feminist, I feel it's really important to voice that because, you know, everybody always says that women are tarts and women are slutty. And let's just be realistic. There's just as many men who are sharmuti.
I agree
and
with
we know
that.
who you are.
I agree with that. I'm not a feminist, but I support her in being a feminist or any other woman. Yeah, I agree with that. There are men, like, there's probably more men that are hoes versus women, probably. I mean, that's a true statement. I mean, because it's easier for men to do it versus women.
Because not only do you get around, but you're flirty and you're dirty.
I mean, I don't blame them.
You know,
Hey,
sometimes when people...
look, I mean, honestly, if I was a dude, I mean, I would probably do it too, to be real.
are very, very attractive, sexually attractive. They like exude their sexual attractiveness out like this aura towards the world. And they just wait for random women to come and give them attention. And it's the same thing with women that do it. And I'm not knocking it. I'm not having a go, you know. It's acceptable if that's what you like to do.
I think arrogance in a man is attractive. That's, at least for me.
Know,
a little bit of arrogance, not a lot.
I don't think it's right to complain about it too much, because if you know that you're attractive and you know that you're flirty with women and you know that you're going to send them sexy messages.
My husband, when we go out in public, he is flirty, like right in front of me, but I'm used to it. That's just like his personality. And I mean, just because men are flirty, that doesn't mean that they're trying to pick up somebody else. Some men are just naturally that way. That doesn't mean they're a hoe. That's just me. I'm just saying that.
You know, being inviting and charmouti with them.
Just as women too. There's women that are flirty.
Especially if you're married. Like, if people end up nicknaming you something like Scatman, it's not for no reason. I mean...
Agreed.
But on the other side, on the flip side of the coin, literally no judgment from me, because, you know, darlings, Scatmen are just men.
No, I don't agree
with that. Braver than most men, though, of course, because most men would, like, even if they thought about being a Scatman, they certainly...
You know, I honestly, I don't know if this, like, she's so good at this, I don't even know if this is a troll or not. If you have this opinion and if you're actually a feminist and you are allegedly married to a Muslim man that lives in Egypt and you're getting ready to move to Egypt, being a feminist, I don't know if that's going to work out too well for you, because you're not going to get treated very well as a female in Egypt. Let me just say that.
Voice it to any woman on the planet. But if they're man enough to voice it, they're willing to take the risk. And when the risk has been taken and it goes public, well, it's kind of entertaining, but, as you can imagine, I don't know who would want that for themselves, but the entertainment value from that.
Yeah,
However,
true. I agree.
you've got to understand that Scatmen are men too. And what people do in their own private marriage or dynamic or whatever, it's really nobody's business.
I agree.
I mean, we can all talk about it because it's public knowledge, all right? There's no secrets here.
I agree, but this wasn't done in the capacity of a private relationship. This was unsolicited behavior towards VIB in Chantal's community. So there's a difference.
We're not exposing anyone. But yeah, I don't think that anyone should be ashamed
I agree.
of their kinks.
I agree.
I think if you've got a kink, you should be proud.
I agree with that, but
Even stuff like you would actually do and you're just talking.
I agree with that. If you have a kink, cool beans. I don't care. But a kink that is geared towards violence and hatred towards Western women is not something I'm down for, and I am gonna completely fight that tooth and nail. So yeah, no, that's a no bueno for me.
You're just trash talking in the bedroom and it gets out. Like, it's unfortunate that it got out.
I hope this is a
That's my
troll.
opinion. Because people have asked my opinion. I don't know why. But aside from the unfortunate opinion that it's become public, don't be ashamed. Be proud. Say it loud. Or not.
Yeah, don't. Please.
I personally...
Don't do it.
I mean, I had a bit of a giggle. Lola, would you like a piece of cheese?
Oh, on the purpose. Yes, she does.
I absolutely adore their channels. I watch them frequently. I think they're amazing entertainers. But yeah, away from the heat now, darling. It was entertaining, but in a real life scenario, I can imagine it's not entertaining. I can imagine it would be extremely stressful. And, for those of us that have strange kinks within their relationships, generally speaking, we want them to be private. Because generally speaking, relationships are generally speaking private.
Yeah, but I mean, I agree with that completely. But if you are messaging somebody outside of your relationship, especially if your alleged wife doesn't know about it, it's like game over. Then that could be public. That's not within the confines of the relationship. So yeah, no.
So I'm not shaming anyone or roasting anyone. My opinion is that probably 99% of people in the world are very vanilla in their relationship dynamics.
I don't think so. That's not true. I don't agree with that. You'd be surprised.
Because of that, people hear about, Scatman and they're like freaking out. I kind of think, why are you freaking out? I mean, you don't have to like it to think it's something that people do. I mean, people do a lot of things. A lot of
To me, this is my opinion on the people being vanilla in their relationship. If you see couples and they are literally the vanilla couple, I'm talking like khaki wearing, seersucker shirt types, you know what I'm saying? Like those type of people, those are usually the most kinkiest MFs around. The quiet ones, the ones that look like 1950s, like next door neighbor, American, all American. Those are usually the most devious ones. That's just from my experience. They like to get their freak on.
Yeah, I mean, if it was my relationship, I would, at first be mildly humiliated, but even that's a kink. So, I would just take it as a pinch of salt, you know what I mean? I would just be like, well, it's out now. You're forever known as Scatman. I would just brand myself. I would if I was him, I would change my picture.
He should.
To be a variation of that word, transfer the name and like have a cape flying out the back, like Scatman,
That's
but
true.
not Scatman, like something similar.
I agree with her 100%. There's been so many opportunities where Chantal could do merch and like literally make some buck off of it, and she chooses not to. The Scatman thing right here that she's talking about, 100% agree. They could have made so much merch off this.
That's not as sexual, if you know what I mean. Like, embrace it. Embrace it. Because life's short, and if you care what people think too much, then, you know, things can be completely stressful for no fucking reason whatsoever. But yeah, I just want to bring home that
I agree.
kinks and
I agree. That statement I agree with a lot. You have to like not care what other people think, and just, you know, as long as you're not hurting anybody and you're being productive in your life, and a good member of society, you know, live your life and don't care about the opinions of other people. I agree with that 100%.
specialty kind of interests within relationships are probably becoming more normalized these days, and I don't really I don't know, like I just kind of, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I put myself in that position and think, if somebody was talking about me and my relationship in that way, like for like 10 seconds I'd be like, oh god, but then after that I'd be like, whatever, like,
exactly,
because, you know,
that's how I feel.
people lead interesting lives behind,
like, don't acknowledge it. That's what I've learned. Like, because you feed into it and you're giving them what they want. When people talk about you and you answer back, congratulations, you just satisfied them. Chantal has not learned that lesson yet.
those doors, they really do. And there's no shame in the kinky game, so careful, Lola. You know, as long as it's between, you know, consenting adults. And
I agree.
And I'm not going to make a judgment based on religion or culture. Like, get real. You know, people like different things. I mean, I'm married and I would never talk about my personal seggy life. But, you know, for these people that it came public, I don't feel sorry for them, but I do.
I'm married. I don't know if I would talk about my sex life. I mean, it depends on the situation. Yeah, I don't know how my husband would feel about it. I'm going to have to run that question by him. But I think if somebody was asking like a legitimate question and it wasn't like I'm talking shit about my husband or whatever, I think it's okay to talk about your sexual relationship in a specific way, but not to demean your partner, if you like, if you understand what I'm saying.
I do empathize. But saying that, you know, not that they'd watch my channel or listen to anything I've got to say, but in my imagination, if I was to give them advice, I would just say, embrace it, own it, because really, who cares? If that's your thing, do your thing. Like,
Yeah, I agree, but not when it comes to RAPE. No, I don't agree with that.
I would not care.
And that's the thing. Chantal has a penchant for grapey type of individuals and chomos, let's just say, individuals.
Like, yeah, okay, that's my thing. So what? I mean, it's not my thing, but we can all have a giggle, can't we?
And the thing that's like, I understand, like, you know, people have their kinks or whatever, but we have the situation going on with May. She's somebody that got caught up in Chantal. Now we have the situation with Kai Bella, somebody else caught up in there with Chantal. There was an actual suicide caught up in the Chantal. Before that, I believe there was a drug overdose caught up in Chantal. This is like people that are in this universe here that have been affected by certain things. So yeah, I don't know. I don't agree with like, oh, it's. I agree with like if it's your kink, have your kink, but not like I said when it comes to violence towards women or men. No, I don't agree with that.
Let me show you these burgers. Oh, aren't they good, besties? Should we make a... Oh, that cheese looks good. Let's make it a double
Man,
burger.
if I ate all of that, I would
But,
die.
what seasoning did I get? Cajun seasoning. Yeah, like, guys, like, it's a bit raunchy, but, let's get us some sauce on there.
Oh my
Bit
lord.
of American mustard. Yeah. And maybe a bit more seasoning.
I can't. Oh my.
Like it's spicy.
I could not eat that.
And let's put some sriracha on there. Yeah, I guess it makes for good entertainment. But look at that, besties.
I mean, that looks good, but I'm not eating that. I'll have the worst stomach ache.
So yeah, if the person being referred to as Scatman sees this, or his beautiful wife, like, I kind of think like, guys, just don't take life too seriously, okay? And really, whose business is it? I mean, it's public knowledge now, but
I agree with that.
On the deep end of things.
I agree with that. Don't take life too seriously. But in the case of Chantal, considering we have May, considering we have the Kai Bella affected, I don't even know, like, I know a lot of people don't like her. I'm not a fan of hers as well, but you don't know emotionally if she was affected by that, whatever. I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm putting it out there. Like I said, suicide, drug overdose, like minors in Chantal's chat, seeing all this type of talk and behavior and whatnot. So yeah, no, it's wrong.
I wouldn't even be embarrassed. I would just be like, and yeah, you're so vanilla.
No.
Anyway.
I hope this is a troll. Yeah, I like how... That's funny. That's exactly how my dogs are. I cannot have a meal without being stared at. So, yes. Hello.
Oh, that's nice with the sriracha. Yeah. Very entertaining. Mildly disturbing. Interesting.
I'm excited to hear, or not excited.
I think that's not the worst thing that could happen in a relationship.
I'm curious to hear the response from other reaction channels from this opinion that she has towards Scatman. I mean, I agree with a lot of what she's saying. I disagree with some of what she's saying. I like listening to her because, I mean, it's like adult conversation versus like Chantal, which behaves like a toddler. I don't know, like, actually if this is a troll or not. I don't know. She says she's not trolling. But yeah, I'm curious to see what the other reactors say.
I think, even if it's not your thing, like Scatman, or having a Scatman, no, not my thing. But, I think what would be worse is if you're with someone and they're completely vanilla, they're completely boring in the relationship department, so to speak. Maybe it's me coming from a Jewish background, but...
What does that mean?
Those kind of things are talked about openly.
Excuse me.
Without...
Jewish men are some of the freakiest men out there, let me tell you. So, no.
Embarrassment. So, I mean, I've been very careful how to talk about it here now, because not so much in other religions and cultures, but some of them. But hey, I'm still me, and I think it's a normal health topic. There's no shame in the kink game, babies. So as long as you're an adult, know what I'm saying?
I agree, but not when it
Adults
comes
can
to
choose to do what they
violence
want,
towards Western women. I disagree.
and different adults find different things interesting and fun. So, like I said at the
And I
beginning
don't
of the
know,
video,
that's another thing. Like, this is why I honestly think that this is a troll, because I don't understand how you can be a feminist and then on the other hand say that the kinks are okay, and when it deals with violence and rape towards women. So those two don't go together. So that's why, just like my gut feeling, trolling. This is complete trolling.
I think men just have this
I hope it's trolling.
nature where they, they're always looking around. But I don't think women realize, and this is what my father said to me when I was a young girl, women don't realize that when a man cheats, it's not because he loves another woman. He couldn't care less about the other woman.
I mean, I don't know.
9 times out of 10, he loves his wife.
Yeah,
And the
they
other woman
do.
is just recreation. It's sport.
I don't know if I would look at. I don't know if it's recreation. I think it's just an ego thing. I don't think it's like recreation.
And boy, do men love to play sport.
It's for their ego. It's not. I don't think. I don't
So,
agree with that.
whatever.
I mean, there are people, men and women, that are sex addicts. So I guess you could say, yeah, that part of it. But I don't know, like, if it's a sport. It's like I said, my opinion about it, just from my experience, is that they just constantly need their ego fed. That's it.
Because nobody wants that to happen, but, I feel that it's in the nature of men, whether they act on it or not, to look for multiple women, regardless of religion, culture, values. They still look. They're visual creatures.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. But women are as well.
Mm. So good.
And I would say women are more, I would say where men are visual creatures when it comes to looking at women, I guess, in a sexual way. Women are visual creatures when it comes to cutting down other women, like girl on girl crime. That's 100%. Not all women,
So
some
cheesy.
women.
Dippy dippy.
Drippy drippy. And I think, and I'm just gonna say one more thing now that I'm thinking about it. I think it's just sad that men can't be men anymore. And I'm not talking about like the trans community or the gay community or the bi community. I'm just talking about just men in general, where for them to be a man is seen as toxic nowadays. I don't know, I just think that's wrong. And I think that's when you get these young men that don't know how to handle their emotion, and they act out in violence, and like, just because they don't have people around them supporting them as being male. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but hopefully some of you understand what I'm saying. Yeah, it's just, we live in such a toxic society right now, and I'm not even going to say in America. I'm going to say probably all over the world, as far as people being able to choose who they are, whether that be a man, whether that be a woman, whether that be non-binary, trans, gay, whatever. People, if they feel like they don't have the freedom to do what they want because they get cut down for it. I think it's wrong. And I mean, if people, want to be who they are and they're not hurting anybody, they are not, forcing you to believe what they want to believe, then let them be. Yeah, that's all I have to say on that subject. I want everybody to get along. That's it, basically. I'm just tired of just all the discrimination and the hatred
And just to state
that's
the
going
obvious,
on.
I kind
It's
of feel
horrible.
like sometimes people talk about things, but they don't actually do them. And that can be a bit exciting, even if they never would do it. Certain kinks. So, some people are Scatman and some people talk like the Scatman, and what can I say? I hope that I hope that people will be kind.
Kind to you?
Just because,
Or like about your opinion?
life can be a bit rough, but
Exactly.
yeah, I wouldn't
That's why I
shame
have
somebody
my
for their
opinion.
kink. I don't know about that.
I don't think it's that.
Even if you think it's weird, it's not about you, it's about them.
Yeah, I mean, like, I agree with that, but it's not about the kink, it's about the violence towards Western women. That's it. Be kinky.
Anyway, thanks for cooking these delicious burgers with me. And I hope that answers the question that I was asked to respond to about a certain online couple and their rather exposing experience. Guys, come on. Just relax. Yeah. Dippy dippy. And yeah, there's no shame in the kinky game, so be kind, people.
Okay, I'm gonna end it there because the video's over. Like I said, I like some of the stuff she said. I don't agree with some of it. I do agree with. I like it was kind of all over the place for me because I don't, like I said, I don't understand how you could be a feminist, but then believe it's okay to have violence towards women as far as a fantasy. I don't understand that. I don't believe all men cheat. I don't. Yeah, I mean, this was all over the place. I mean, I didn't like if I said anything that offended anybody in this conversation. I don't mean to. Like I said, just the society that we live in, just globally, is just toxic as fuck towards everybody. Like every kind of person there is. It's just there's so much hatred going around. I wish everybody would just accept who everybody is and move on, and let's be productive. Let's live life. Let's be happy and enjoy the time that we have on this earth. Let your ego go, and then you will understand what it feels like to be free. That's all I got to say about this. Anyways, I'll see you when I see you. Bye.